And another report from the New York Post said that Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Brad Pitt after learning he was cheating on her with his co-star. So she apparently hired a private investigator to find out because she felt like he might be fooling around with her on the set. And the report says, as it turns out, he was, and that was the final straw for her. So joining us to talk about this is a private investigator in the Toronto area with Hotline Investigations. It is Gabriel Mastsipaniuk. Hi, Gabriel.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
How did I do with your last name? Did I get it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's a Ukrainian last name, and it's Mastsipaniuk. Yeah, it's fine.
Mastsipaniuk, okay.
Yes,
welcome to the show, and thanks a lot for doing this. How long have you been a private investigator?
Well, I'm doing my job for about 8.5 years. And I was lucky to be trained by one of our best detectives, I would say Mitchell DeBrose, at Investigation Hotline. I'm also a part of Intact Investigations. So I enjoy my life, my job. I think I have the best job in the world.
Is that right? So what is the life of a private investigator as exciting as everybody thinks it is?
Yes, ma'am, it is. If you follow the rules and if you, like we're a big organization, like we can travel all over the place. We provide to the clients, information, discrete information, what actually they're looking for. We provide, put it this way, like closures, and each case, we look at the case differently, like we open the case piece by piece, and we bring closures most of the time.
Can you estimate what percentage of your business is people checking up on their spouses?
Oh, boy, it's probably, I would say maybe 75%. Yeah, around 70%, I would say.
And in your experience, when somebody thinks they know that their spouse is cheating, are they usually right?
To be honest, if a female will call us asking to follow the husband, we usually caught him cheating, 100%. So, I don't know, a female has a different sense to look to the situation and to feel, has like that, a little bit different as I will say if a man subject will call and say, my wife is cheating, probably we're not going to catch her cheating because she's not cheating.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So if somebody calls you up and says, I think my spouse is cheating, what do you do? Do you go hang out by their workplace and how does it work?
Well, we try to be very discreet, very invisible as possible. We have very good training, and we're not going to actually bumper to bumper. We're not going to, spook subjects, and we look like regular people. We can be anybody we want to be except a police officer. So we can disguise, we can, let's say like we can follow a car from home, and we have a couple of investigators on the road. And we're gonna use common sense, more common sense, and we usually catch. We have a very good rate at catching the subjects.
If there is somebody that you're set to follow, and you believe they're not doing anything wrong, how long does it take? How long does it take of you following them for you to go back to the spouse and say, "Look, we've been following them for X amount of time, and we haven't seen anything"?
Actually, we can have a feel about a subject, like for the next maybe first or second day. Usually cheaters, they will cheat all the time. They don't care what time in the day or which day in the week. So we're going to see the behaving, like how this person, like what time he goes to work, what he's doing for lunch, and then we can have an idea what's going on with this person.
So if you're tailing somebody, is that the right terminology there? Tailing somebody? If you're tailing somebody, Have you sort of gotten on the case and then within an hour or two, you've already seen them doing something?
Oh, yeah. Actually happened to me a couple of times. We catch subjects in the first, like actually when the spouse female actually sent someone from our organization on the road, and we just caught that person, I don't know, in the next 2 hours.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
and then how is it delivering that news to the spouse? That's got to be tough.
It is. Like, we have to be very, very careful. Like, we care a lot about our clients, so we don't just bring the bad news. We want to make sure, like my client is very comfortable and she understands, like, we don't have very good news, and we want to make sure, we have to go by the book. And once we have the understanding, because every time somebody hires us, they have to sign up an agreement, so they're not going to do something illegal, or they're not going to get so upset and do crazy stuff. So once I remind to the clients what they signed for it, and before we present the evidence, sometimes, the evidence will go to a lawyer, or, like, we try to calm down things. Like, we care a lot about a situation, because sometimes I help marriages to go back to, to each other, and, somebody make a mistake, at least they apologize. So things can work out sometimes, not all the time.
What do you love most about your job? You said you love your job.
Well, some people, they say it's risky. I say it's not. Everything is risk. We do a lot for the community. Investigation Hotline. We have probably the best reviews in the country. So actually, we don't just charge people money. We take every case, and we do a lot for the client, even if, like, we're not cheap. Like, I'm not going to say, our services are cheap, but we have compassion for cases that people, they don't afford, and they need us for child custody, or we go after bank robbers. In my spare time, we do a lot for the community, and we did catch many times criminals. And
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I'm almost out of time, but can you give us an idea how expensive it is if somebody is interested in doing something like that?
Well, depends. We have sometimes a flat rate that will, it all depends. Let's say, like, for a cheating spouse, like, I will say maybe it's around $2,500 for a week of investigation, like when we take the file. It all depends. It all depends how many hours we spend, like what kind of, we have access to different resources, like so it all depends. Like case to case, some people, they can afford, some they don't.
Yeah.
So we try to accommodate to make, this service available to everybody.
Got it. So, yeah. Gabriel, thanks a lot for this. Yes, really interesting. All right. That's Gabriel Mastsipaniuk.